Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe. Always showing up, right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up, right. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center.
B.O.D. Get the spell check, a fact check, and prevent errors going up. See the bent lever, jalapeno hot, y'all just red peppers. All y'all copy copies, but I'm left center. And your shorty glitching on me like a text center. Hit her with a French tenor. Crazy, wait until I do the next record. I leave head severed, I don't need to hit the bench ever. But if I do, I'm PRing to the next level. Condo flights to Lufthansa. Already know who you people fans of. Call me Big Daddy in a big body Wrangler. Call me Big Daddy Adam Sandler. Bullseye, aiming for a cottage with a poolside, full size.
Always showing up, right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up, right. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe. Always showing up, right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up, right. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center.
B.O.D. Get the spell check, a fact check, and prevent errors going up. See the bent lever, jalapeno hot, y'all just red peppers. All y'all copy copies, but I'm left center. And your shorty glitching on me like a text center. Hit her with a French tenor. Crazy, wait until I do the next record. I leave head severed, I don't need to hit the bench ever. But if I do, I'm PRing to the next level. Condo flights to Lufthansa. Already know who you people fans of. Call me Big Daddy in a big body Wrangler. Call me Big Daddy Adam Sandler. Bullseye, aiming for a cottage with a poolside, full size.
Always showing up, right. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up, right. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye. bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It's time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the Geeks and News podcast, our foundation, our cornerstone, the end-all be-all, our bread and butter here at the TGN networks. Of course, I'm accompanied by my wonderful brother from another mother, Kel McCosplay, and I am Super Beard Vince Hoover, ready for another wonderful Thursday. Of course, I'm coming to you live from TGN Network Studio, brought to you by SeatGeek. That's the best place to get your tickets, whether it be concert tickets, sporting events, wrestling shows, comedy shows, you name it, they've got it. They're easy to use, color-coded system. Make sure you get the absolute best deal possible. And if it's your first time getting tickets, use the code SUPERBEARD at checkout for $20 off your very first purchase. TJ, how you doing? Now, of course, we are live on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, having a lot of fun, and we've got big news coming up for the podcast, which also, by the way, I guess we can kind of discuss it now. I believe, and I will double check this, but I believe Halloween falls on a Thursday.
I believe so.
Let me pull up the calendar. Yep, Halloween's on a Thursday. So we don't go live till 8 p.m., which is, you know, how we do things. But if you're going to be out trick-or-treating with the kids and don't think you're going to make it, we'll go ahead and make the announcement now that we will take that night off.
Mm-hmm.
So there won't be a Halloween episode. What I may do is maybe we'll watch like Beetlejuice again or Five Nights at Freddy's again or something on Halloween, and I'll put it on and kind of be there by myself. But what's up, Wendigo? William, how you doing?
Yeah, because most of the kids are old enough not to go trick-or-treating, but I think that one of them might. I think my 18-year-old might go trick-or-treating just because she's into cosplay like I am.
I can't say that I blame her. Well, your youngest is still young enough to...
Yeah, the youngest is. Yeah, she's only 7. She's a Ghostbuster this year, by the way.
I say she's only 7. Okay, if she's going to go as Ghostbusters, maybe we'll watch the first Ghostbusters movie again.
There you go.
Oh, no, we've watched that once before. Maybe we'll watch Ghostbusters 2. Because personally, I love 2. I think 2, as 1 is a classic and cannot be touched. But
Mm-hmm.
I love 2. I love Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not as bad as people give it.
I'm 18 and I still do it. I live in England, so our Halloween is not getting stabbed. Jesus. Chris, how's it going? TJ, we're doing good, by the way. We are doing well, William. Yeah, no, it's so I think regardless, we'll do a Halloween episode and we'll play Ghostbusters 2, and if Kel can pop in at any point, he will. Yes. Karina, how you doing? But so, since we are here and we are live on all of our outlets, as it were, we'll go ahead and announce what's coming up big at the end of this month, because not only is Halloween at the end of the month, which is huge. What is giving me that shadow? Oh, my side light. It got moved. Whatever. Not only is Halloween coming up, and we'll do a special Ghostbusters 2 watch along. Please don't watch the new Joker movie. I am gonna watch it, but I'm not going into it very happy. See, for me, Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Yes,
that is something we watch around Christmas time. Subathon starts Friday night at SmackDown. Rick and Carl, nice TJ, like that. Maybe if we do a subathon around Halloween, we might do See No Evil. Actually, I don't think we can get away with See No Evil on TikTok.
No.
So yes, tomorrow the subathon starts. But there's something else big coming at the end of this month, and I'm hoping to shoot some live stuff while we're there, as well as we'll have videos for YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. Kel and I are going as official press to the Chattanooga Comic-Con, October 26th, the weekend before Halloween. Woo-hoo! We will be at the convention. Now, what that does mean is that I may not be able to do a SmackDown watch along on the 26th, but I'll double check the times and everything. Actually, Let's pull up the Chattanooga Comic Con times. Because Fridays we might be able to leave early. Because it's kind of like a Thursday for New York Comic Con. Not a lot happens that day.
Yeah.
So let me pull up the Chattanooga Comic Con. See if they've got the times. So the guest hall closes at 6 p.m. The entertainment hall closes at 9 p.m. Oh, no, that's Saturday. Oh, it's Saturday, Sunday. My bad.
Yeah.
We're good. It's not Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's just Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, we will cut Sunday short. Well, they close at 5 p.m. anyways. Perfect. So we don't have to cut it short. Because that Sunday is Halloween Havoc for NXT. So nothing has to get cut. It's perfect for the timing. I didn't make it to the Nashville Zoo. I will hopefully go sometime next week. But yes, we are going as official press to the con. I'm currently reaching out to see if we can get any big interviews. I think that'd be great.
Absolutely would.
So you'll want to go back and watch or check out the results for that, Aiden. We're not talking wrestling today. Sheepish. That's what Lee is for. So yeah, so it'll be Saturday and Sunday before Halloween, and I will be back in time to do the NXT watch along. Because if it closes at 5, we're obviously going to leave before 5. Like, unless we have an interview, like, kind of last second, we're not going to stay until closing, because that's everything. People are shutting down, and it's, yeah, so we'll probably be out of there no later than probably 4. But yeah, so we got Chattanooga Comic, and I meant to while I had it up, and I don't know why I closed it. Let's go over some of the guests that are going to be there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
people
They've
we
got
might-
some pretty awesome guests.
Yeah. So Patrick Fabian, known, he's an actor, character actor, but he was the voice of the Cyborg Superman in the Death of Superman animated movies. One of my personal, like, oh my god moments, John Wesley Shipp. The guy who played the Flash in the 90s television series, which was amazing, as well as played Henry Allen in the CW Flash.
Got to play with Mark Hamill as the prankster.
Yeah, Trickster.
Yeah.
He also played the Jay Garrick Flash on that series, as well as brought back his 90s Flash series and sacrificed himself. Charisma Carpenter, best known for Buffy and Angel, is in it. Emmett Caulfield, who many of you may know from WandaVision and Agatha All Along, kind of ties into what we're doing now. Yes, the Wendigo, I think you're onto something there. Steve Cadarins, best known as the Red Ranger, the second or third?
He was the second Red Ranger for Mighty Morphin, and he was the Zero Ranger Blue in Power Rangers Zeo. I can't wait to meet him. Yeah. I actually have a Zeo Megazord that I bought at Smoky Mountain Fan Fest and had 2 of the actors sign it that was on the show. So now I can get his autograph on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait. And then probably one of the biggest stars they've got coming in my opinion, Rob Parsons himself, famous voice actor for Raphael, Animaniacs, Pinky the Brain.
Yeah, Gummy Bears.
So many voices.
I mean, yeah, the guy's
if you lived through, if you lived from the 90s into the 2000s, you've heard his voice somewhere.
Yeah, Rob Paulson is a legend, absolute legend. I'm excited about that as well. TJ had a quick wrestling question for what's the worst weapon I've been hit with? Ladder. It's all good, Sheepish. Get up early. I get it. Eminem's gonna be a grandpa. Good for him. You've also got Townsend Coleman, who was the voice of Michelangelo. He was one of the in Fraggle Rock. He was one of the Fraggles in that. He was the voice of the Tick in the original cartoon.
I had no idea he was the Tick.
Yeah. Bill Farmer is going to be there. That's Goofy and Foghorn Leghorn and a bunch of any others. Ming Chen, friend of the show. Looking forward to meeting him again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Ming's
Hanging
always
out.
a blast to talk to.
Love hanging out with him. Jordan Hambro, who's a pop culture expert and TV host. I don't know. I'm not sure who he is, but you know,
Uh, He had a short-lived show on like history or travel. I think it was Travel Channel. But he would go out and find classic retro toys that
Toy Hunter.
yeah, the toy hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was really cool.
yeah. That should be an interesting one if we can get him. Rob Paulson is the only reason I know the name of a bunch of countries. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Suzanne Blakely, best known as the voice of the mom from Fairy Godparents. And then the father from the Fairy Godparents, Darren Norris, will also be there. Dan Glivson, Greg Berger, Keong Young, a lot of voices, but also many of you may know him from Men in Black 3 as the alien who ran the Chinese restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Bennett, Carlos Alazraki, who also massive voice actor, also known for Reno 911, and his daughter, who is also a voice actor and also has acted and stuff. Kylie is going to be there. Alejandro
Nice.
Rosano, Kyra Buckland, and Johnny Kunanapalni, Casey Mongillo, Leah Clark, Clifford Chaplin, Kristen McGuire, Phil Weber, Greg Dulce, John Swazi, Mike and Patty Peraza, Scott Eanes, Joni Brasa, who is a big-time cosplayer, is going to be there. They got a ton of comic creators as well, like Jay Lee, Charles Soule, Tim Seeley, Mark Brennan, Alex Segura, Rico Renzi, Sketch Ellis, Robert Pope, James Barley, Deegan Punchers, Steve Ekram, Christian Herrera, Billy Martinez, Jason Flowers, Justin Shepard, Greg Krivik, Scott Fogg, Brian Silverbacks, Alex Ogle, and Jeremy Clark. So should be a very, very good time. Very stacked show. Again, I've already reached out once. I'm gonna reach out again to see if we can make sure we can lock in some interviews.
Absolutely. That'd be so much fun to actually be able to sit down and talk with some of these people if we get the chance.
Yeah, exactly. I got to look into I'm having some issues with my lavalier mics. So I might have to buy new ones because the ones I got are not working. Like I just shot I got my first ever TikTok shop affiliate video. Like I got sent something and I was going to make a video for them. And I shot the video today, and the audio, like, it only picked up, like, half the audio. So I got to reshoot it tomorrow once I figure out the mic situation.
No bueno.
So what I may do is go on Amazon and just order some new ones. Because these I got off the TikTok shop. So you don't know where they came from or what they're doing. My beard is doing this weird curl.
I see that.
Left. What the hell are you doing? Whatever. You can see it so much more because I'm wearing a white shirt, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Never noticed it before, but yeah.
So, yeah, we've got, again, that's the weekend of the 26th and 27th. So keep an eye out for stuff coming from that. And if you're in the Chattanooga area, make sure you stop us, say hi, please. Don't feel...
Yeah, don't hesitate.
Yeah, don't hesitate to stop and say hi to us, like, at all.
You may not recognize me. I will be in cosplay. I just don't know which one I want to do yet. Because there's, like, 3 cosplays I have not worn to a con. There's one I have, but I kind of want to wear it again just because I look good in it. So what do you got?
I will be the fat guy with the blonde hair and a beard.
Yeah.
I'll probably be wearing some TGN network shirt of some kind.
Yes. Yeah, so what would you guys want to see me cosplay in? Because the 3 I've got narrowed down is my Mr. Knight, which there are pictures from last year that we posted on some of our socials. There is my 93 Spider-Man the animated series suit, and then my brand new Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider that I haven't worn to a con yet. So which one would you guys want to see me in?
My vote would go to the Green Lantern one that you have, mainly because it doesn't cover your face.
That's true. Yeah. I can go with. I can do 2 days. One Green
That's true,
Lantern
too.
and then one whatever. I gotta find my
Yeah, I'm
boots.
definitely not taking another chop from the Big Show because that would probably stop my heart, Tyler.
Oh,
So
God.
that's not gonna be a good idea. Rebel says Moon Knight. Your Mr. Knight cosplay is very good. Are you hyped for Terrifier 3? I didn't know we were getting a Terrifier 3.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I
I've
still
not
gotta
seen
watch
two.
the
The
first
thing is,
two.
I've not seen 2. I've only seen the first one. I know there's a second one. I have not seen it. So I need to watch the second one first. I'm probably going to go to the movies this weekend so we can get another Super Beard movie of the week. I know Joker comes out this weekend. It's probably going to want to end up seeing. I'm not super excited about it, but at the same time, I do want to give it its chance. Yes, Mr. Knight is a form of Moon Knight, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to wait and see how that goes this weekend, how things are going. It all depends on the subathon, because obviously, if I'm in the subathon, I can't leave to go to the movies.
Right.
The second is better than the first one. I dig the first one. It wasn't like the first one to me wasn't like, oh my god, great. It was just decent. But if the second one's better, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, like I said, I've talked to some people that I know that I trust their opinions on because they give objective, like they talk about a film objectively and not subjectively. And they've already got a chance to see an early edition of Joker 2, and they just thought like the pacing was off and it was a poorly written script, and the acting's great, but there's only so much you can do with a bad script. So there's that. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the first one either. Again, if you take out all the aspects that are comic based, like Gotham, the name Joker, the Waynes, it's actually
Just take out anything to do with DC, and the movie is great.
Yeah,
fantastic. Definitely Oscar-worthy.
It's a phenomenal film about mental illness and how people's minds can warp reality and stuff like that. And the at the time being the 80s, how people were fed up with the rich the 80s are known as a decade of decadence, and there was a fallout from that. So like legit, the film has its grounding, but you have to take all the comic book stuff out of it. And I think in this one, the bastardizing of Harley Quinn alone pisses me off. Because part of what makes that character so great is the fact that she is a doctor of psychology, somebody who is meant to treat people with mental illness, and yet gets herself warped into this psychotic killer. And the fact that this is just another inmate who's already psychotic and just appreciates what Arthur Fleck does. It's like, come on. Like that it means nothing. So that bothers me a lot too. But again, I will probably still see it. I know Lady Gaga's a great actor. She's very good. The Madonna of our generation.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, and but it's just the full bastardizing of the whole thing is what really bothers me. But again, I'll go see it. Like, what else is coming out or is out now that I haven't seen yet? I haven't been able to go to the theater as much as I'd like to, even though it's literally within 5-minute walking distance from my house. Transformers 1. That one I think I can wait until streaming. Megalopolis is apparently one of the worst films ever made.
What was it?
Megalopolis. It's the new Adam Driver film. It's made by Francis Ford Coppola's newest film.
Oh wow.
And they already got in trouble because when the first trailer came out, they put fake quotes from critics on it and got caught like immediately.
Oh dang.
So they had already had a rough start to their go. I still haven't seen Speak No Evil. I want to. That's about it for right now. That's out. So yeah, I probably will go see Joker. Oh, and then the Saturday night the SNL movie, the movie about how
Oh yeah.
SNL their first night, their first thing. Yeah, like Transformers One, like I've heard good things about it, and I'll give it a shot. But I think I'm gonna wait till streaming on that one, just because from what I've seen the trailers, like I'm such like I'm all for like reinventing stuff and kind of giving things a new feel. That's fine, as long as you don't bastardize the core of the characters. And it feels like making them very jokey and very like almost slapstick comedy, at least from the trailers, feels like
Hmm.
because if you don't know this, the original Transformers comic cartoon and the movie are very adult and very adult story driven. Like they cover death and and betrayal and all these like big topics. And it was for a show that was meant to be a 30-minute advertisement for toys, it gets very heavy. Now,
Yeah, it really did.
when you can take something like the original He-Man show, which had a moral to every episode but wasn't like this heavy show, it was kind of tongue in cheek, and then
Yeah, very.
you have Kevin Smith take it in a more adult, serious route. That's great because the core of the characters are still there, but you make this kind of adult. You basically get it set up so that people that watch it as kids can watch it now and get more out of it. I feel like the Transformers one felt kind of like it was going the opposite direction, at least from the trailers. So this is why I said I'll probably wait. Yes, James McAvoy plays a psychopath so damn well. It's
He really
scary how good
does.
he is at it. It also makes me think like I have a feeling that hanging out with him would be awesome.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I just know he's a
The
genuinely nice. When you play a psychopath so well, there's one or two reasons why. Either A, you're an actual psychopath, and you're using acting to cover up your murders and shit, or the more likely one is that you're a genuinely nice person, and the reason you're able to play these psychopathic but charming people is because it's all the stuff you would never allow yourself to do.
right.
It's very easy to make that leap because these are all things like I would never be like this, so I can bring that out in the acting because I know I just do the opposite of what I would be.
Right.
So the more scary and psychopathic and dark this person is, the more likely they're a really good person. Which is one of the reasons I like Ryan Reynolds so much. And a lot of people have not seen this movie. There's a movie called Buried. And now I picked the worst time to see that movie. I watched it 1 week before I started basic training, which was a really bad idea. Because the whole movie. So this guy, he's a civilian contractor who works with the military, and he's overseas in Afghanistan. And the entire movie takes place inside a coffin buried underground while he's alive. There's no cutaways, no nothing. It's all inside the coffin, which I already have an issue with that. I'm not claustrophobic if there's airflow. I can't be in a car with the windows up and the AC off. That's how my claustrophobia works. But I can be in a tight tunnel if there's an opening to where air's coming in. Obviously, in a coffin, there's no air. Like, there's no flowing air. And obviously, like, my, at the time, fiance, almost wife at the moment, like, we were going to get married after basic. She was freaking out because she started to think that was going to be me in the thing. So she freaked out. It was bad timing. But the movie's phenomenal. And then there's also that movie where Ryan Reynolds plays a guy who has that, like, imaginary friend who's a superhero. But the reality is he kills people. Like, he plays this, like, psycho. And that's when I realized, like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds would be somebody I'd want to hang out with. I already thought I would because, he's very funny, and he's very funny all the time. So, yeah, but, like, seeing those two films, I was just like, absolutely somebody I could hang out with. Same with, like, Gerard Butler. I don't know why I can't think of the name of the movie right now, but there's a movie where his family gets killed, and the killers get off due to lack of evidence. So he ends up killing all of them and killing the people that let them, like killing the judge and the prosecutor and all that, like killing all these people. And I'm like, my God, like such a deep and scary role. And I'm like, nah, I definitely want to hang out with Jar Butler, like for sure.
Yeah, I remember that movie, but I can't think of the name either.
Yeah, it's Jar
But
Butler,
also,
Jamie Foxx, the guy who played
was this
O'Brien on
was it
Star Trek
Civilian?
Enduring.
Was that the name of Civilian?
Is it Civilian or Civil Arrest?
Maybe Civil
God damn it.
Arrest.
I have to look it up now.
Yeah, but yeah. Little side note: Jared Butler is definitely on my wife's bucket list, and I'm okay with that.
Law-abiding citizen.
Law-abiding citizen. Yeah,
That movie is so good.
Yeah, it is. It's a shame that Jared Butler doesn't get enough credit.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I mean, he got super famous for 300, which all credit due. That movie is amazing.
Yeah.
But he's made some other bangers that just have gone unnoticed, and it's a shame.
Yeah. Here's a good question before we jump into Agatha All Along. TJ wants to know, what crossover movie would you like to see made? I have one in mind. And it's one that's been teased. It's one that actually was supposed to be greenlit before things fell apart. And it's the 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover film. The script is done. It's been done for like a decade and a half. Even before 22 Jump Street came out, they had finished the script for the crossover. And they wanted to do a 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover. And it's one of those things that I never, ever would have thought of that in a million years. But the second it was said out loud, I'm like, I have to have that. I have to have that. So, yeah, that would be the one for sure. What's up, Gizmo? It would be amazing. It would be amazing. I have a feeling it would be so ridiculously fun.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen either one of the Jump Street films.
Oh, they're so good. That's where this comes from. So this button, the most overused button on my soundboard, comes from 22 Jump Street, the second one.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah. No, they're phenomenal films. They're very much fun. I think the first one is obviously better than the second one.
I just can't get behind watching a film with what's his name? I just had it. Jonah Hill. He's stand him.
He's fantastic in this. The scene in the first one where they take the drugs on accident, that they're like in the school, like trying to figure out where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And they both take the drugs on accident because they're trying to hide what they're doing. That scene alone makes the entire movie worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen films with him in it, and I just think he's so unlikable. I just don't find him funny. And I'm the same way with Seth Rogen. People love him, and I can't stand him.
Seth Rogen, for me, same with Jonah Hill. It depends on the movie. There are movies where I'm like, this isn't working, and then there's movies like, yes, this works absolutely. Like Green Hornet, obviously Seth Rogen was the worst choice for that. But there are other times when it works. Again, I think you'd be able to get past the Jonah Hill side of it if you watch 21 Jump Street, just because the character he plays, you're just like, yeah, you absolutely believe that that's Jonah Hill. Like, it's just like, yeah, you would play that character. It fits him perfectly. Also, Brie Larson's in it. She's great. Yeah, no, I would definitely recommend the first one for sure. A Dexter versus Hannibal Lecter movie. Hannibal Lecter would destroy Dexter in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And he would do it without lifting a fucking finger. WWE should do a crossover film with an actor named John Cena. Heard he's a big wrestling fan. Yeah. My favorite comedic actor at the moment.
Oh, let's see.
Ryan Reynolds is definitely up there. I'll watch anything he's in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of who else. probably have to say, yeah, I'd probably have to say Ryan Reynolds is my favorite comedic actor at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Jonah Hill did do a movie with Eddie Murphy on Netflix, I believe, and it was not good. At least I saw it on Netflix. I don't know if it was just. I think it was just Netflix though.
I think it was just Netflix. Isn't that one's like Meet the Parents or something? I know it's not the name of it, but it's
like
the same
yeah,
premise.
he's a white guy dating a black woman.
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of that premise.
I mean, if you just want to watch a movie like that, that's decent.
Just watch Meet the Parents.
Better than that. Yeah, just watch Meet the Parents with Ashton Kutcher and oh god, what is his name? No, not Cedric the Entertainer.
Well, Ricky does everything over on YouTube. Asked, I thought no more streams on YouTube. We're doing our Thursday streams on YouTube. Our podcast will go on YouTube still. You talking about Bernie Mac?
Bernie Mac, that's the one.
The best part of the first Transformers film was Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
The first one's really not that bad, but the rest of
it's not
god awful.
Yeah, 2 through. See, I even wanted to like Rise of the Beast, but it was just the Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast for me are a good kind of reboot. I liked Rise of the Beast. It not as good as it should have been. Like there was more there that could have been there, but I do appreciate that. Tyler, my week has been long as hell. I'm on day 6 of 7 at work. So yeah, I've been working since Saturday, and I don't get until I got to get through tomorrow to have Saturday off, and then I got to go back in on Sunday. So it's been a long wait, brother, but I'm doing well. We're back on the podcast. I'm having fun hanging out with this chump right over here. So it's all good.
Speaking of Saturday, since you're off work, you should pop in at some point to the subathon.
Yeah.
We'll be going live. We'll be going live Friday night for SmackDown, and we'll stay live through Saturday night, and then however long do people keep the clock going. The clock will start at 26 hours, though. It's a small subathon because we've only got the one show on Saturday. But yeah, clock stays going as long as people keep it going. So we'll see how it goes.
There you go.
But let's move on to Agatha All Along.
Nice.
Rise of the Beast was supposed to have a darker opening than what we got. Yeah, I think they moved away from the darker opening though, just because, even though it's kind of a dark opening, they moved away from it being darker just because they were coming off of Bumblebee, which was kind of bright and fun, and you didn't want to like immediately jump into the uber dark right away, and it might have hurt it, but I don't have any Mike and Ike's yet. I might pick up some tomorrow. We're going to watch Clue, as we always do. But I don't know what else we might watch. We'll find something.
Oh, speaking of Clue, you know, I told this to Vince, but I haven't told the audience. For my wife's birthday, I took her to Nashville to the Tennessee Performing Arts Center, and we saw this stage play. It was amazing. It was such a good time. I mean, it follows the plot of the movie to a T. But the things they've added in and the things they did with the stage production, it was so good. And the actor who played Mr. Green, oh, we need to see this guy in some movies because he is a natural comedian. He is very... At one point, when the chandelier gets shot by vets when they're trying to open the door for Miss Scarlet and Professor Plum, the chandelier slowly falls and they do a slow-mo version. Like everybody slows down. Mr. Green, he does his best Keanu Reeves Neo impression and doesn't brace himself with his hands. He is limboing like Hermes Comrade from Futurama in slow motion without falling, and it's hilarious, y'all.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it. Oh, Rebel, thanks for the sub, brother.
Thank you.
What makes that show so easily translatable to stage is the fact that it was written by and directed by a stage director.
Mm-hmm.
So it was written with the thought. That's why a lot of the shots seem like they're almost shot from like a single stage shot, and it was done that way. Quick versus question from Buell. Who you got? Nightwing versus Daredevil. That's a hard one.
Yeah, it really is.
I think I'd have to lean more towards Nightwing just because, trained by Batman, he would also figure out that Daredevil's powers throughout the fight and find a way to like subvert them and like, Sonic Blast or something, like some way of making loud sound. Like he would find a way. He's the leader of the Justice League now. In the comics right now.
I did not.
Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman basically put him in charge. Like they put him in charge. Like they're following him. Like it was crazy to see that. Good for Dick Grayson. I haven't dressed up for Halloween in quite a long time, but I want to. I just don't have the money to do it. However, I will be doing it this year. I do have a costume. It's wrestling. It's wrestling centric. That's all I'll say. What are your thoughts, Kel, on the DC Absolute designs? Basically their version of the Ultimate Universe.
Oh, not sure. I have to look in on this. I have been so out of touch with a lot of things here lately. But let me check those out real quick, and I will answer that thusly.
Well, one thing I can tell you is that Batman in the Absolute Universe is 6'6", like 280. He looks like Bane in the way he's shaped. And he is not rich. He is a construction worker. And he's brutal as fuck. Apparently his cowl, his chest plate logo it comes off and it's an axe. Which, by the way,
I see that.
They didn't give it much thought because it bends around his chest, which means it's flexible. How can it be a hard axe? I don't get that. Superman, apparently his suit, you see like it kind of like flows off and disintegrates a little bit because apparently it's built off the ashes of the fallen of Krypton. And he was not raised by the Kents. There's that. And then there's Absolute Wonder Woman as well. I don't know much about her story. But yeah. Does Catherine Hahn have any famous movies where she's the main actress? Not where she's the main, but she was in like Bad Mom. She's always been like a character actor, a side character in movies. One of her biggest was Bad Moms and Bad Moms Christmas. Love it, Corinna. Love it. There's actually a new Wrestling with Toxicity shirt in our merch store as an homage to the new NXT logo. So in our merch store is the new shirt. But yeah, I've not read into the Absolute Power stuff yet, or the Absolute Universe stuff yet. I need to go pick some up. But like I know there's a scene where Batman takes the chest plate off, makes it an axe, and then cuts off somebody's hand. So again, this is a much more brutal version of Batman.
Yeah, I mean, Batman is thick. I mean, thick with 3 C's.
Yeah,
in this
he's
for sure.
Literal tree trunks of legs.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, you're absolutely like it's like if Bane became Batman.
Yeah, and like his cape is like attached to his arms in a way. That's weird. I don't quite understand it, but
see, I was wondering if I was looking at that wrong because the cover that I'm looking, I was like, okay, how does he has a cape? Why is he holding it like that? Like he's trying to. Looks like he's
a weapon almost.
Like, yeah, so it's very strange that his cape is attached to his gauntlets. But
I've heard about it. I've heard that this Batman shoots up on Venom, but I also heard that was debunked, so I'm not sure. I'll have to again read the comic. Yes, he doesn't have Alfred. He's not rich. Like I said, he's a construction worker.
Mm-hmm. And as far as the Wonder Woman, it looks like she looks just like that Wonder Woman inspired character from The Boys.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Bruce does save Bane at some point. Can Kingpin beat? Can Batman beat Kingpin with 1 day prep? Batman could beat Kingpin with no prep.
Anybody. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Bane in that absolute universe. Again, it's like the ultimate universe for DC. Bane apparently is going to be 9 or 10 feet tall, which is the only way you make Bane threatening to that Batman. You have to make him that big.
Yeah.
I think Robert Pattinson is one of the best Batmans we've ever gotten on screen. I think he does a phenomenal job in that film, and I cannot wait for the sequel. I need to get caught up on the Penguin. I don't have HBO Max right now, or Max as it's now called. I need to get that again so I can watch the Penguin. I've heard great things about it, and I really want to see it. Yeah, apparently
I think it's funny. Ever since we got got told that we were getting the Penguin series, I'm thinking, it's not the Penguin series I wanted. I wanted this. What I would rather see is that gambling fat card shark from John Wick 4. I would much rather see a series with him in it.
Yeah.
Then Colin Farrell did great as the Penguin in the Batman movie, but that other character was so much fun.
What's so funny? So the actor who's playing that role in John Wick 4 is actually the lead stuntman in all the films.
I thought so.
Which is why he does so many things he does in that fat suit, like the flips and the kicks and shit. But he's also acted in other things. I don't think he was Keanu's stunt double. He was somebody else's big stunt double in something. But yeah, that would have been interesting.
Speaking of John Wick, have you seen the trailer for the ballerina yet?
No, I need to watch that. I heard it was out.
Oh, yes, you do. Oh my God, I am so thrilled for that. I showed my wife and she's like, "Oh, we're seeing it." I was like, "Yes, we are."
Yeah, I'm excited. Oh shit.
Oh,
For my football fans, Thursday Night Football, the Buccaneers are playing the Falcons. The Falcons are absolutely straight garbage this year, but somehow the game is 5 minutes in and they're up 7-0. So I don't know what the Buccaneers did wrong to let them score, but we'll see how it goes. We won't get too spoiler heavy into episode 3 and 4. It's stuff you've probably already seen. Batman versus Taskmaster, who you got? Honestly, if Batman has time to do a lot of prep, he could beat Taskmaster. If they just face off, Taskmaster wins.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Batman is just a man. He's just a man. And Taskmaster actually is, what a lot of people don't realize is he has a form of the super soldier serum as well. So he is stronger than most people. On top of his ability to instantly mimic people's fighting abilities. So, jumping into Agatha All Along, like I said, we'll keep it spoiler light for episode 3 and 4. Honestly, I don't think we'll do too much in the line of spoilers. We will talk about certain aspects. And there is something that, eventually, like, Funko Pops will one day learn to stop spoiling shit. Because they have spoiled Aubrey Plaza's character as well as the teenager's character. Because one of the things in the show is that Joe Locke, the one playing the teenager in the film, whenever he says his name, there's a spell that keeps anybody from knowing who he is. So it just covers his mouth. So he can't say his name or talk about his past in any way. I was talking about Comic Book 1 as well, Wendigo. And they spoiled who he is as well. But we won't bring that up because I don't want to spoil it for people. Having that knowledge kind of sucks. But the series in general has been phenomenal. And like I said, it to me is one of the best things Marvel has ever done. It's unique. It is a spin-off of WandaVision, and they do that spin-off well. Because it has some of the elements of WandaVision, like the different eras and the show within a show and different things like that. In like episode 3 In episode 4, they kind of dive back into that, but not with it being a show, but being about a certain era. Like, there's really cool parts to that. Catherine Hahn is, of course, phenomenal. I'm happy to see her leading in something, like having a leading role, and she absolutely nails it. Aubrey Plaza is always pleasant. The rest of the cast is phenomenal. The story has been great thus far. I'm super excited it's not 6-ish episodes, but 9, because my one downside to the 6-episode series is that they end up rushing the ending, or they leave you in such a way that you wanted so much more. Like, there was, like, you could see there was so much more they could do, but because they only had 6 episodes, they had to cut it short. Now, with it being 9 episodes, I think we're going to get a much better... WandaVision was 9 episodes, too. And I think we got a lot of cool stuff out of that. I highly recommend everybody see Agatha All Along, even if you're not, like, fully tuned in to what Marvel's doing, because that's the other great part about this show, is that it does kind of stand on its own. Yes, it has ties to other stuff, especially the Scarlet Witch and Wanda, but it really does kind of stand on its own. So it's a good jumping off point for people who aren't familiar, and if you like this, you'll maybe dive deeper into the other stuff, which is great. If you are a fan of Marvel and you've been watching everything, you're not going to be disappointed in this, because like I said, this is some of the best work Marvel has done. I love that they went practical for almost everything in it. There's a slight Wizard of Oz feel, which I have personal issues with the movie Wizard of Oz that I won't get into because it's PTSD related. But I understand the allusions to Wizard of Oz and the inspiration from the Wizard of Oz in it, which is great. There's actually also some cool musical moments in it, which is really cool. So there's a lot to this show that I think people need to give it a shot. Obviously, there's going to be your haters and the typical people, oh, it's an all-woman cast. It's all women and a gay boy. Like, why would we want to watch this? It's like, shut up. Just shut up. One of the worst critiques I saw was this person come on and goes, Agatha All Along is absolutely terrible. This wasn't made for me. Yeah, the acting's great and the writing's great and the production's awesome, but it wasn't made for me. That's literally word for word what he said. And the show's awful because it wasn't made for him, a male. Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler.
Tyler, we're awesome. You're awesome. We love you.
It's like, come on, man. First off, there's, for everything like Agatha All Along, I can literally list 1,000 movies that were made for the straight white male. Because that's most of what media was made for since Hollywood began. 99.9% of Hollywood was made for straight white men. So I'm sorry if the show wasn't made directly for you. But as a straight white man, this is some of the best things that Marvel's ever done. And it's so much fun. It's highly innovative. Again, I love that they also kind of went old school with doing a lot of practical effects. Like, a lot of the shots are done very, like the woods, the witch's road they're walking down. It's all a practical set. And then when they see the one of the goals in front of them, because the witch's road, by the way, is only, it's very short, but it's because it's magical. You're going to keep going, and oh, we got to a destination, and then when that test is over, it goes away, they're back on the road. Oh, new destination. Every destination is a miniature, and it's shot with like a front projection style, so it looks like it's, you know, the size of a house or whatever it is. A lot of the special effects are practical. It's done very well, and what CGI is in there is very good. Now, that has been something that has been hurting them lately, especially on the TV show side. Some of the CGI has not been good. Like at the end of Secret Invasion. You know, the end of Secret Invasion, the CGI was awful. Some of the She-Hulk stuff didn't necessarily hit where like it should have in the CGI department. But yeah, I still think She-Hulk is one of the is a phenomenal series that everybody should watch. but there's just it's one of those shows. Again, even if you've never watched anything Marvel, this is a show you can jump in on. This is a show you can watch and be like, okay. Like I said, there is some things tied to the greater MCU, mainly around Wanda. So you might be a little bit lost without having watched any other Marvel stuff, but I don't think it would be enough of a loss that you wouldn't get everything else going on. Which that to me in and of itself is what makes this show so great, is that it is unlike everything else that kind of requires a pre-watch of the rest of the MCU, this doesn't. Like, you can definitely go into this blind and be okay.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what makes it so great. And like I said, if you've seen the first 2 episodes already and you're not quite caught up yet, as good as I think the first 2 episodes are, they pale in comparison to episode 3 and 4.
Stretch ya beautiful beard Hendry in cosplay of the Kel.
Okay, we stretch. Stretch!
Oh, yes.
And yes, I'm wearing my Smosh, You're My Favorite Pizza Place shirt. The show has just progressively gotten, like, episode 1 was good. Episode 2 was better. Episode 3 was better than that, and episode 4 was better than that. Now, one thing I will mention, and it's not really a spoiler because it's mentioned very offhand in episode 3. We finally get our first mention of Mephisto.
Finally,
So,
after all these years.
and it's done in almost a throwaway kind of way. Because she's talking about how the curse that's put on the boy that keep him from being able to say his name. It could have been this person, or it could have been this, or it could have been this, or it could have been an agent of Mephisto. It is so just like thrown out there. That being said, if Mephisto's not a part of this show in particular, like in a big way, like I think it'll come up again. The fact that they dropped it in episode 3 tells me a lot. But there are rumors that Sacha Baron Cohen is set to play Mephisto at some point.
Oh, he would make a great Mephisto.
Yeah, he'd be phenomenal.
Oh, it's fun. Oh, yeah.
Like, the man
I
was
mean,
born to
I'm
play
not
that
a
role.
big Sasha fan, but he could pull off Mephisto
Oh, yeah.
easily.
Here's the thing. We know that the Mutant Saga is coming up after the Multiversal Saga. But as I mentioned in my TikTok, which I put out before this, I think there's going to be a sub-saga to it. That's going to start with the end of the multiverse and bleed into the Mutant Saga. And that's the Supernatural Saga. Which technically we were supposed to get as a sub-saga to this saga. But because of delays on, the pandemic and then the delays to Blade and the Midnight Suns and everything else, I think they're going to bleed it into the Mutant Saga. But there's going to be this subsect. It was started with WandaVision. It was brought up in Eternals when you had Black Knight in there, Kit Harington, as well as Blade, at least his voice at the end of that film. The mention of vampires multiple times in multiple series, including this one, it's mentioned. All the stuff with Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness bleeds into that as well. What's up, Cole? So I think if we're talking about who they're going to tease, I do think a Mephisto tease more so than just mentioning him once will be a part of this. But I think not so much a character, but a additional story element to the MCU of a greater supernatural threat is coming by the end of this series. Again, vampires were brought up again in this series. I did see that, Tyler. So I think the supernatural side of things, if they can get the Blade movie made, that'll be a big part of it. Of course, they're teasing Midnight Suns. And like I said, I think that in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, we're going to get more of it leading into the Mutant Saga. What's up, man? That'll get us to where, like I said, yes, it'll be the Mutant Saga, but there will be a sub-saga of supernatural issues. Moon Knight is also a part of that. Doom will be teased in the Fantastic Four movie. Apparently, the Robert Downey Jr. Doom is the Doom from that universe, but not the end-all be-all Doom. So supposedly, the end-all be-all Doom, possibly the Doom from the 616 universe, which is the main MCU universe, will kill off the Robert Downey Jr. Doom. Supposedly, these are rumors. You know how I feel about rumors. Mount Everest grain of salt. But the reason they revealed already the actor in Robert Downey Jr. for Doom is to subvert expectations. One, it's the big pop from the people that wanted to see him back. Two, it's to kind of mislead and misjudge things. And I've already given a theory on how... Oh, the Bucks already tied it up. Nice. I've already given a theory on how you make Robert Downey Jr. Doom in the Fantastic Four universe, which is not the 616 universe. In that universe, I believe that baby Tony Stark is kidnapped after his parents are killed leaving the hospital, versus being killed in 1991 by the Winter Soldier. That killing happens right out of the hospital. So days old Tony Stark is picked up by a group of Romani gypsies and raised as Victor Von Doom. The only life he's ever known is Victor Von Doom. He doesn't know the name Tony Stark because obviously there's no paperwork. There's nothing to identify the baby when they pick it up, literally being days old. They raise that baby as Victor Von Doom, but we still have the intelligence of Tony Stark behind it because you're born with that intelligence. And so throughout that movie, you have Victor Von Doom. He, of course, at some point goes to college with Reed Richards. You can do the entire Doom backstory. He could never, and the thing is, he could never know. His parents never told him he was adopted, never told him he's not their blood. All he knows is that he is their blood. So you do it, and you just simply, instead of his mother giving birth to him, they found an abandoned baby in a car with two dead people, and they picked it up and took him. And they've raised the baby since he was 3 days old, so he might as well be theirs. That would be how I would do it. And Doom's story isn't complicated. That's the thing. Kang's is complicated. Mainly because Kang's story, even to this day, is not fully fleshed out. Is he... his name is Nathaniel Richards, but is he truly a descendant of Dr. Doom, or of Reed Richards, or is he a descendant of Dr. Doom? Because that's been teased in the comics. Is he not related at all, and the family took that name? You know, there's so many things with Kang that makes it complicated. Victor Von Doom's is not complicated.
No, not one bit.
His stories later on get complicated, like with him getting powers and shit. But Dr. Doom is incredibly tech savvy. He mixes magic with tech. A Tony Stark who doesn't know he's Tony Stark but was raised from birth by Romani gypsies and their magical background, with his intelligence and him being a futurist, would actually make him a perfect Doom. Well, this is my theory. This is my theory that I came up with. But this, to me, is how you do it. Now, you can literally just go to like Marvel Wiki and look up Doom's past. And there are what-if stories where Tony Stark becomes Dr. Doom. I don't think they're going to go that route because even then, that Doom becomes a hero. He doesn't become a villain. So I don't think that's what they're going to do. Apparently, Spider-Man 4 takes place between Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. Yes, it does. And I know Kevin Feige and Marvel have fought tooth and nail with Sony on this. They want it to be a grounded neighborhood story and not this big multiversal story. But Sony wants it to be a multiverse story. So Spider-Man 4 looks like it might take place on Battleworld.
Meh.
Which I'm worried about. Because the whole point of giving basically Tom Holland a 3-movie origin story and getting us to classic Spider-Man by the end of the third film is to then give us the grounded, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So I know Kevin Feige is still fighting over that. We'll see how it goes. See, I don't think that at all, Tyler. I don't think he'll have the arc reactor or anything. He might do something power-wise, like to power Latveria as a way to give his people free power. Because here's the thing about Doom. He is a tyrant, and he rules with an iron fist. That being said, his people love him. The people of Latveria love Dr. Doom. Because nobody goes hungry. Nobody goes without a job. Everybody's taken care of. He cares about Latveria. Yes, I wanted a street-level Spider-Man. And Daredevil is supposedly still in the film with Spider-Man. I would have loved to seen those two kind of team up on like a... Maybe even like Daredevil like mistakes Spider-Man as a villain at the very, kind of do that the mistaken, they maybe fight in the very beginning kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is Doom my favorite character of all time? Marvel character of all time? Not even close. I'm not even that big of a fan of Doom, to be honest. Spider-Man is my favorite all-time Marvel character. Also, there's a Doom YouTube channel called Straight Outta Latveria. That's hilarious. My issue with Doom is I liked Doom back when he was a simple Fantastic Four villain.
Mm-hmm.
But they have done so much to make him this like epic, like galaxy level threat, and I don't like it. Like the Emperor God Doom of Battle World and all that. I'm like, all right, now, man, come on. I think it's too much. So I'm not a huge Doctor Doom fan. That being said, I'm looking forward to see how they handle Doom and how it goes in the movies. Because I do think Doom is a great character to get in film. We've gotten it in film before, and they've butchered the absolute shit of it. That's the other thing. Why? Why did those films butcher Doctor Doom so bad when he has such a simple origin? It's very easy. It's very simple. I think that Andrew Garfield is not a good Peter Parker at all. I think Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker and the best Spider-Man we've ever gotten. The way I look at it is this. Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker, not a great Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, not a great Peter Parker, very good Spider-Man. Very quippy, very funny, very whimsical in the way he handled things, but got serious when he needed to. Tom Holland is both a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man. Nobody liked Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker until he came back for the last film.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's true.
did. Everybody bashed Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man in Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 until there was the rumor that he was coming back for No Way Home. All of a sudden, he started getting love when he never got it before. Yes, Tyler, we actually watched the documentary on that film on one of our subathons. And I think we watched the movie, too. The original 1994 Fantastic Four movie is probably the most comic accurate film that's ever been portrayed.
Yes.
And that Doctor Doom was actually very good.
He really was.
But they played it exactly like how you should. See, I think Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6, which Tom Holland is now signed on for those three films, should all be street level. Until it's like the third one where he's getting ready to lead. Because apparently they're going to have Spider-Man lead the new Avengers. Which I still think it should be Sam that leads them.
Mm-hmm.
But I can also see Spider-Man as a choice. Will he ever get the Venom suit? That's being teased? I don't know. I do think Secret War would be a good place to do it. Obviously, that's where it happened in the comics, was the original Secret War event. But being a multiversal saga, there would be a good way to get him the suit for a bit.
Yeah. See, my opinion on that, don't give it to him.
Yeah, I kind of
because Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3, not the best Venom. Everybody complains about that, but we've got the nostalgia factor of people like myself that grew up with that. You know, I was married to my first wife at the time when Spider-Man 3 come out, but kids today, they remember that and they appreciated Topher Grace's Venom, where you had the basis right there. You had everything right there for a great Venom, but you had a terrible Eddie Brock. I love Topher Grace. He's a great actor, but he did not
not
play
Eddie
Eddie
Brock.
Brock well. And then you have the actual Venom movies. First one was good. Second one was shit. Third one, I don't think it's going to be much better.
I enjoy the second one, but I also understand it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy it though. Yeah, and this third one, Tom Hardy's already come out and said this will be his last time making a Venom movie. Now, he didn't say his last time playing Venom. He did say it was his last time making a Venom movie. I can see where they can do it in Secret Wars, and I think if done right, it could go well. And I understand there's a precedent for it with it being Secret Wars. It just has to be done very, like, Kevin Feige has to have like all control of that, because if Sony has any control in that, they're gonna fuck it up. So we got 2 questions from Tyler. I'll read the second one first because it's going into what we're talking about. And this bothers me a lot. We're going to get your take on it first, Kel. He wants to know your thoughts on Null being in Venom 3.
My personal thoughts, I understand why they're doing it. I don't agree with it. I don't think... I mean, if you want to just have an army of symbiotes come down, I could see that, but I don't know if Null's going to be like the right choice for the villain in this movie. Just because you can have a villain doesn't mean you should have that villain.
It's very much to Ian Malcolm.
Yeah.
They were too preoccupied with whether or not they could. They didn't stop to think whether they should.
Exactly.
And that's probably the clip I'll use when I talk about this in a video one day. But here's my thought. If you have not teased Null in the first 2 films, how are you going to bring him in the third, which you know is your last one?
Yeah.
Without teasing him before, you've not
the
built
closest.
To him.
Yeah, the closest we've got to a Null tease is the fact that Venom told Eddie in a Spider-Man film that that they have a hive mind.
Yeah, and that's not even really a tease for Null. It's just a tease for the...
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's such a stretch.
Yeah. And how are you going to bring in Null in your final film? Like, he's a character that should go multiple films, because you should not be able to beat him. Right away. So it's like, what are they doing? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid. So it's going to be another waste of a villain. Like, I love Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher, and I love Thor Love and Thunder. I'm one of the few people that absolutely adore that film. I will admit that he did not get the play he should have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Bale was a perfect casting choice for that character, but the editing unfortunately shortened that character in a way that, like, we should have seen him taking out gods. We should have seen him killing gods, and we didn't get that. Honestly, if you added 10 minutes, like 10 minutes of him in a montage of just killing gods, like, and add the fight with Lady Sith where she lost her arm, add all that in, that movie goes from being everybody's least favorite to probably everybody's favorite.
Exactly.
I will also say that the screaming goats were fucking hilarious, and I will fight at the top of that hill to the day I die. I love those goats. They were amazing.
All right, I'm going to brand my boxing gloves when we get down to Chattanooga.
I fucking love those goats. They were great. Yeah, that's my thought. It's like, I think we're going to have another Gore the God Butcher situation when it comes to Null.
Yeah.
You have to introduce him at the very beginning of that movie, and he has to be prevalent throughout that film. And even then, I just don't think that Sony... I don't trust Sony.
No, it's not enough time to establish how menacing this character is, because Null would be 10 times more menacing than Thanos.
Null wiped out almost every hero in the Marvel Universe. What was that called? Not Blackest Night. The story we just had, where Null came down to Earth.
King of Black or King in Black?
King in Black, I think. I think it's King in Black.
Yeah.
Go read that story. Like, holy shit. I love the Valhalla tease at the end of Love and Thunder.
Yes, absolutely. That was really good.
Because here's the thing about Valhalla. Yes, it's very Asgard-esque, but there is a very easy way in the Marvel Universe to say that all heroes end up in Valhalla. Because at the end of the day, Jane Foster, not Asgardian.
Nope.
Yes, she held the power of Thor. She's not Asgardian. So, all the dead heroes, Black Widow, Iron Man, etc., could all be in Valhalla. There's a lot of fun you could have with that.
Absolutely. And to go back to Rebel's question about why not he deserves a black suit to go with Secret Wars, no, you don't.
Yeah, you
Yes,
don't
that's
need
where he got it originally, but go back and read the Infinity Gauntlet. It is nothing like Infinity War or Endgame at all. And that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we had a shot-for-shot recreation of the Infinity Gauntlet for Endgame and Infinity War?
That would have been actually kind of cool. But it would have been ridiculous. It would have been ridiculously over the top and very 90s.
Yes,
because it came out in the 90s, so it would have been very weird. But it would have.
But
also
do
been really
you
cool.
think that would have appeased the Marvel fan base?
No,
exactly.
No, I don't think so. We would have loved it, but
yes, we would have. It would have been fantastic, but
I'd
it would have been terrible. It would have been a great bad movie we could all laugh about.
I just don't think there was honestly. Also, you couldn't have done it in Infinity War and Endgame. That would have had to have taken place over the entire. Like you would have had to start it with Iron Man 1, but it would have had to been the Infinity. And obviously, like they didn't even have plans for that. But you would have had to have had 10 to 15 movies to cover that, because everything that happens in the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity War, there's too much to do. So it would have been 10 movies on its own at least. Null is a cosmic level threat to Booker. I agree with that wholeheartedly. The fact that, like I said, it took out. It required Venom becoming a god to beat him with the power cosmic. Like, it required so much. So I don't know how you defeat him in this. My only hope is that they just send him away, like lock him away, like not allow him to get to Earth kind of thing. Because the one shot we've seen of him in the trailer, he's on his homeworld. So my only hope is they do that. And if they're doing that, and they decide to give a symbiote to Peter Parker, and then we get a 616 version of Venom, you can build to, at the end of the Mutant Saga, you could build to a Null where they have a symbiote saga. Possibly.
Yeah.
You cannot have Null get defeated in this film. You just can't. It doesn't make any sense.
No. And I'll tell you another thing that, another reason why I don't want to see Peter get the Venom suit in this universe is like, we had that tease at the end of No Way Home where a small portion of the Venom symbiote gets left behind. How is that little piece of Venom going to become the Venom that we all know from the comics? Because he's been with Eddie. So, and by the second film, he was already joking and just wanting to have a good time. He wasn't evil.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing. In the trailer, which is why I think the trailer is stupid and I'm very worried about this film, they pick up that piece of symbiote. So that's not even an option anymore. Now, again, on Battleworld.
That's true, I forgot.
On Battleworld, with the multiverse being compressed to the Battleworld, there's plenty of ways to get the symbiote. I'm okay if they do it right, and again, it was Kevin Feige in charge, they could, of giving the symbiote to Tom Holland during Battleworld. Because it won't be the Venom that Sony produced. It'll be a whole new one down the road. Because what you do is towards the end of the Battleworld film, obviously Peter's been getting beat up. His suit is all worn out. He touches the wall. A Venom suit takes over. Now he's got a new black suit. Great. We don't see the aggression from him in that film at all. In Spider-Man 5, you make a street-level Spider-Man movie, but he's wearing the black suit. And as the film goes on, we see hints at more aggressive and more anger. Then in Spider-Man 6, we see it start to try to take over. You also introduce Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 5. As a throwaway, you don't have him in there for more than a minute and a half. He becomes more prevalent in the Spider-Man 6, but still not a big part. Just a rival to Spider-Man. A rival to Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of Spider-Man 6, he gets rid of the suit. In a post-credit scene, the new Eddie Brock gets it. Then your Spider-Man 7, 8, and 9 are dealing with Venom.
See, that would be an amazing series.
That would work.
But that would totally work. But I don't believe that Sony's going to want to do a long-term story. They're going to finish it up in one film.
I honestly feel like, especially if Venom 3 bombs and Kraven the Hunter bombs, Sony might end up losing the rights before they get through with Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. Either losing them or selling them back so they can make some kind of profit before they start losing money headed over fist.
Well, that's also part of the problem because they're also, or did Across the Spider-Verse or not, Beyond the Spider-Verse get pushed back?
Yeah, they're having to re-illustrate a lot. Like it got pushed way back.
Yeah,
like,
I thought I heard that.
So
because as long as that makes money, then they'll get to keep the rights. But they have to make.
But see, that's animated, and that falls under a different rights category.
Does it?
Yes. So right now, Sony has feature-length animated and feature-length live action.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel has the toys and under 30 minutes of live action and animated. They could keep the animated side of it, but lose the live action rights. They could also keep the animated, but sell off to Marvel the live action rights as a way to keep money. Because it's the live action stuff that's killing them.
Yeah.
Because if Kevin Feige and Marvel is not... Oh, shut up, TikTok. Oh, we have no activity. Shut the fuck up.
We're doing stuff.
So they're two different rights. So they could structure the deal so that they keep the animated stuff and they give back the live action. And they can work it out in a way where, hey, we'll sell you back the live action. We get to keep the animated. We also want half of the toy rights. They could work out a deal that works out well for them. And I think Disney would bite on that. Because getting Spider-Man back to Marvel in live action is huge. So I think that they would bite on something like that. And then you can get... And Tom Holland is young enough that he can get to Spider-Man 9. He can get there. And then in the process, while you're doing this, by the way, you start to build up a Miles Morales character as well. And then, boom, you have somebody to take over, and you can keep it going.
Yes.
And then we get... So you could literally kill off Peter Parker, Spider-Man, at the end of Spider-Man 9. And have Miles Morales take over. And this is after Venom... Venom's defeated, but in a way, they find a way to kind of turn him around. So we get a good Venom. And we get a Miles Morales to take over from then on out. So it's all there, and Sony really needs to get their head out of their ass.
Yeah.
If you have a symbiote saga in the MCU, I'd love to see them do a Web of Shadows style movie. Yeah, see that's all stuff you can do.
Oh yeah, that Web of Shadows, I love that little short what if series.
So there's a lot that could be done, and I think that there's so much you can do with that. So I do understand giving him the symbiote towards the end of the Battleworld film. Don't give it to him during Doomsday. Give it to him towards the end of Battleworld. To where he is kind of leading the charge. He is kind of the head hero, but he's getting his ass kicked. His suit is all tore up and destroyed because, again, it's not a tech suit anymore. It's just a suit.
Just a suit.
He finds the symbiote while he's like damn near on death's door. It reinvigorates him, obviously, and he comes back, and he's there, and he's big and power. It's like, oh my God, rejuvenated. I'm healed. I'm ready to go. I'm stronger. Blah, blah, blah. And then you honestly don't lean much into it. You don't have anybody questioning the suit. You don't have any. You just, oh my God, he's back. Is that Spider-Man? Black suit? What the hell? That's it. And then in Spider-Man 5 is where you start to see the suit and him start to explore what it can do, all that stuff. Maybe it starts to talk to him towards the end of Spider-Man 5. It doesn't immediately start talking to him. Because it didn't in the comics. So when you start to tease the aggression and that stuff is when maybe it starts to talk to him. Maybe he starts to learn. You now have, by the way, at this point, by Spider-Man 5, you have the Fantastic Four in the MCU. Have him go to Reed. Have them test it and study it a little bit. Maybe even have a team up where Johnny Storm and him are battling back and forth, and he's got to, like, flame on. And obviously flames and symbiote don't go well together, and there's a reaction. You can tease that kind of stuff. I wouldn't do the clone Ben Riley story. Words are hard. Because that requires Tom Holland to continue playing Spider-Man. By Spider-Man 9, he'll be in his 30s, if not his 40s.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be close to 40. This is how you write him off and get him out and get Miles Morales to take over.
Yeah, and don't get me started on a Ben Riley possibility, because Ben Riley is my favorite incarnation of Spider-Man, just because of that classic suit. I loved the Scarlet Spider suit. That was my first cosplay I did, and I've upgraded it. So, but yeah, I just don't see Ben Riley ever making a live film introduction.
Also, the Clone Saga was so bad. It was so bad. And, like, there's such a bad taste in everybody's mouth when it comes to that. You saw that in Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Because they had Andy Samberg play Ben Riley, and they played him as this, like, ridiculous character. Because the character is unfortunately hated. And not because Ben Riley's a bad character, which, by the way, his current arc in the comics, where he became a villain, was really interesting. That being said, you have to do the Clone Saga if you're going to introduce Ben Riley. Don't. Just don't fucking do it. Don't do it. And like I said, the whole point of writing Peter off is to get Tom Holland out of the role eventually. Yeah, exactly. You have, like, by Spider-Man 8, you have Peter now mentoring a powered-up Miles Morales. Then in Spider-Man 9, big battle, almost like an Avengers-level battle, but just with Spider-Man. You have Spider-Man get killed. You have Miles Morales take over. And then your Spider-Man 10 film and on is Miles. So you use Spider-Man 7, 8, and 9 as a way to do the Venom story, as well as a way to do the Miles Morales origin story. I would introduce Miles in Spider-Man 6. Have him get bit in Spider-Man 7 towards the end of the film. Spider-Man 8 is where he's Peter, I have these powers, mentor me, whatever. And then in Spider-Man 9, a not fully confident, but a more confident Miles is helping Peter. Peter dies, maybe even saving Miles in a way. And that would lead to... And I think it's also a great write-off for Tom Holland. It's kind of like it mirrors the Tony Stark stuff. It mirrors a lot of things. Like, so... To me, that's how I would write it. And that's how I would push it. I think a big part of that would require Sony to give up their live-action rights. I don't know if Sony would be on board to do it, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. See, now that's something to think about when to go, because you could do the first half with Spider-Man 9 with the death of Peter and the rest of it focus on Miles. I would almost have the death come towards the end in the climactic battle and show Miles stand up and win the day. And then the film ends with him saying that he will do his best to uphold the Spider-Man legacy as Spider-Man. But you do it in a way where in Spider-Man 8, the world knows there's two Spider-Mans, kind of like the game. You do it in a way where the world knows there are two Spider-Men. Like, there's a new Spider-Man helping out Spider-Man, da-da-da-da. So there's ways to do it in all that way. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know we cannot be as regular as we'd like to be. Thursdays, for some reason, end up being a pain in the ass. But we will do our best to keep them going.
Yep.
Spider-Woman is already cast and set to be introduced in the next Spider-Man film, by the way. I forgot who they casted, but they have cast somebody. Supposedly, rumors, but supposedly Spider-Woman does show up in some way. I think they're going to basically ignore Madam Web, as everybody should. So
yes.
On that note, that is going to do it for us today. Like I said, we're going to try to get these to be a little bit more regular, get back on track with that. So let us know what other geeky stuff you guys want to talk about. Let us know what you guys want to see. And like I said, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, for Kelma Cosplay, I've been Super Beard. You've been super awesome. And we will see you guys for the subathon tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Bye.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe. Always showing up. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center.
B.O.D. Get the spell check, a fact check, and prevent errors going up. See the bent lever, jalapeno hot, y'all just red peppers. All y'all copping copies, but I'm left center. And your shorty glitching on me like a text center. Hit her with a French tenor. Crazy, wait until I do the next record. I leave head severed. I don't need to hit the bench ever. But if I do, I'm PRing to the next level. Condo flights to Lufthansa. Already know who you people fans of. Call me Big Daddy in a big body Wrangler. Call me Big Daddy Adam Sandler. Bullseye, aiming for a cottage with a poolside, full size.
Always showing up. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring a better bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe. Always showing up. Last year's song still holding up. See the name now and they know what's up. Price hit the top and it's going up. I'm a trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center.
B.O.D. Get the spell check, a fact check, and prevent errors going up. See the bent lever, jalapeno hot, y'all just red peppers. All y'all copping copies, but I'm left center. And your shorty glitching on me like a tech center. Hit her with a French tenor. Crazy, wait until I do the next record. I leave head severed. I don't need to hit the bench ever. But if I do, I'm PRing to the next level. Condo flights to Lufthansa. Already know who you people fans of. Call me Big Daddy in a big body Wrangler. Call me Big Daddy Adam Sandler. Bullseye, aiming for a cottage with a pool